Hello, Tyler Day here. So, I want to tell you guys a little story about how when I first got into affiliate marketing, for the first 2 or 3 years, I was really struggling. And I was basically just trying something and then giving up, and then trying something different and giving up. And it wasn't until a couple of years into this sort of trial and error process of trying something and then sort of quitting and going to get another job and then trying something else and then it not working and getting another job. And it wasn't until about 2 or 3 years into this process that I sort of hit this point where I just sort of decided that I was not going to look back. And I was basically just going to show up every single day and try to make things work in whatever way that I could, right? So I think for most people, a lot of people go through life sort of floundering around, not knowing exactly what it is that they want and not having any really specific goal in mind that they could be persistent towards, right? But one day I sat down and I basically wrote out what I wanted my business to look like in a year from now, what I wanted it to look like in 5 years from now, and what I wanted it to look like in 10 years. And I wrote out very, very specific details about what type of revenue figures I wanted to hit, how many clients I wanted to have, so on and so forth, right? And it sort of got to this point where there was just no looking back. And I started to just show up every single day and I started to move towards this specific goal in whatever way that I thought was the best approach, right? So I think that this ends up being a big determining factor that a lot of people don't really get to tap into because, like I said, a lot of people aren't approaching things with a specific goal in mind. So this persistence never really ends up being a factor because there isn't any one thing that they've been persistent enough towards to really see the results that they want to see, right? So what I would implore you to do is figure out what it is that you want, right? What do you want a year from now? What do you want 5 years from now? What do you want 10 years from now, right? And then every day have a specific checklist, right? So I have different goals in mind. It's not all about money for me. It's about, my relationship. It's about my fitness. And every single day there's different boxes that need to be checked off, right? Every day there's different ad campaigns that need to be worked on. Every day there's a different exercise regimen that needs to be completed. Every day there's a certain amount of quality time or a date night that needs to happen in my relationship. Okay, and I think a lot of people don't really attack the day with these sort of goals in mind, right? So they're not seeing the results that they want to see. So for me, it wasn't until I hit this point of no looking back that everything started to sort of move in my favor, right? But think about some time in your life that you were really persistent about something. Think about a time in your life that you really wanted something and that you were super persistent and ended up getting it, right? Well, what if you applied that to the goals that you have now? What if you applied that same level of persistence, right? What if you just decided that no matter what, you were going to show up every single day and just go to war with whatever it is that you wanted, right? So now I sort of feel like I'm just this old war horse, right? I sort of feel like I'm just committed to just showing up and just being in the trenches every single day on the battlefield, right? And to me, I would really have it no other way. I don't really have much inner peace unless I've checked off all these boxes that need to be checked on a daily basis across the business, across my fitness, across my relationship. The only times that I have any resemblance of inner peace is when I've done everything in my power to move towards these specific objectives across these different areas in my life, right? And it's always on the days that I have these things on my to-do list in these different areas and they don't get done. Those are the worst days for me. Those are the days that I have the most anxiety, the days that I'm feeling the most depressed, right? The days that I'm feeling the most angry, are the days that I know that I have certain obligations that I need to fulfill that I'm not fulfilling, right? So the main thing to keep in mind is that if you want to progress, that you need to have a specific goal in mind. You need to be persistent. You need to show up every day. You need to be that old war horse that's destined for nothing other than just showing up on the battlefield every day, fighting in every war and never retiring, right? And it's this mindset that's really going to separate you from other people. And other people will look at what you've accomplished and they'll be bewildered at things that you've done, right? But what it comes down to is just this certain level of mental clarity of what it is that you want and how you're going to get it. And every day showing up and doing the things that you need to do to get to where you want to be. So that's what it comes down to, guys. And you know, if you're feeling like you don't have much purpose, if you're feeling like you just have no direction in life, it may be because you're not moving towards any specific purpose or any specific goal, right? Human beings are very goal oriented, right? We need this. We need to be pursuing a specific purpose, a specific goal, right? It comes down to that feeling of having that inner peace, knowing that you've successfully completed the things that you needed to do on a certain day to move towards a certain goal, to pursue a certain purpose, right? Anyways, guys, I hope that this helps. I hope that this message speaks to you. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys in my digital tribe. And just remember, not everything's about money. You know, not all these goals of mine are just about hitting revenue figures or anything like that, you know? Really set these different goals across all these different areas of your life, across anything that's important to you, whether it be spiritually, whether it be, you know, in your fitness, and it be your relationship, right? You need to take this approach to anything that's important to you guys. Anyways, much love, and I'll see you in the next video.